Hello, my darlings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. This is a message that will be labeled for a message for December 13th because I'm posting it in time for the 13th where I am in the world. But depending on where you are, it might be a different date, or you might not see this for a few weeks, months, years. So I'm setting the intention that it be a message for the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see it. Happy birthday to all the December 13th babies out there. And happy birthday to you if it happens to be your birthday on whatever random day you may stumble upon this video. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up here for the collective. Let's get right on into it. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Alrighty. So Six of Pentacles it's a positive card about flow, generosity. Sometimes this could indicate like an 11th hour miracle coming in. So if you're really stressed about something right now and you're just like, I don't know how this is going to get resolved, especially if it's something financial or something around physical needs or physical necessity, don't be surprised if some kind of miracle comes through. Sometimes the miracle comes through by way of like remembering. We might remember someone said, hey, call me about such and such, or hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. Or just something like, hey, stop by the next time you're in the area, or like whatever kind of thing. And sometimes we hear those things and we brush them off, but there are people who say these things and mean them. So you might have a little memory, a little light bulb go off in your head, and you might reach out to someone, and don't be surprised if they don't help you. So there could be sometimes Six of Pentacles coming up when we're really in a difficult time, and somebody is showing us kindness. Someone is helping us from the goodness of their heart, just from the kindness of their heart, not because they want something. Six of Pentacles is also a card that we might be feeling very blessed, and we want to pay that blessing forward. It's like you remember what it was like to struggle. You remember being in that situation where you didn't know what you would have done if that 11th hour miracle didn't come through. And now you might be feeling like, I'm in a good place and I want to help other people. I want to share the good that I have, and I want to share the good that's come into my life. So some of you maybe are feeling a little generous. Six of Pentacles is also coming into this universal flow. Okay. If we looked at Six of Pentacles in terms of financial situation, it would be the kind of financial situation where you have money set aside, you have money saved for the future, money continues to come in, you continue to set aside money, but you also have money to enjoy life, do the things that you want to do without being stressed or worried about, can I afford it or not? And you also have money to be generous when you feel moved to do so. When you want to contribute to a cause or you want to help somebody out, you're in the situation where you can do that. There's no debts. Debts are paid off. So there's this sense here of being in this flow, being in this flow financially, right? You don't owe anybody anything. You have money put away. You're continuing to save. You have money to enjoy life, and you have money to be generous when you feel moved to be generous. So this could be a financial situation some of you are beginning to step into. Opportunities may be coming in that are allowing you to step into this financial situation, like you're manifesting being able to live life that way. And in terms of energy, you guys have heard me say this before. The pentacle cards are read as money cards, but the pentacles are about energy. So money is a way that we physically measure energy, time. And so for that reason, we see these cards as money cards. But it's also about energy coming and going. So when we're looking at the Six of Pentacles in terms of energy, it's going to be reciprocal energy, the energy of flow. So maybe some of you have been in situations where you're always the one to take initiative. You're always the one that's making the move. You're always the one that's holding things together. Six of Pentacles tells us you're coming into a time where the energy is going to be reciprocal. Others are equally invested. Others are making an equal effort. It's not going to be a situation where you're the one running around. You're the one trying to hold things together. You're the one taking all the steps and making all the moves. It's a flow. It's an energy of flow, being in the flow. Now, this is a very specific message. It's not going to be for all of you, but some of you. Some of you used to run around. You ran around like crazy. You ran around and you had your heart on your sleeve and you were just so quick to like just show what a loving, amazing person you are. And you gave freely, you gave wholeheartedly, and you got taken advantage of. And then you got into this place where you're like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I am sick and tired of running around. I am sick and tired of, giving my all and getting taken advantage of, or, getting used up. And I'm not doing it anymore. And so some of you went to the other end of the spectrum where it's like, well, now people are just going to come to me. I'm not putting in any energy. I'm not putting in any energy. I'm not putting in any effort. I'm not putting in anything. You want this, you come over here. You come to me, right? Like some of you are just you got burned so bad. You're just like you're done. The problem with this is it creates blockages. It creates big blockages because everything is flow, everything is movement. And so if we want to attract movement, we have to be in movement. But we need to be able to match energy, right? Like we're not going to put in more than somebody else. If I'm like trying to hang out with somebody and I want to be friends with somebody and I'm calling them or I'm texting them and I'm messaging them and I'm getting like one word responses or no responses, okay, well then that's going to tell me they don't want to talk to me, right? So it's like you have to be in the energy of flow. So maybe you don't want to get taken advantage of. That's fine. Totally understandable. You don't want to give a lot and get nothing back. I don't blame you. But matching energy, right? So maybe you're going to take initiative, or maybe you're going to make the move, but you're going to see what this person's coming back with. And then you're going to know, okay, are they matching my energy, or am I keep do I keep giving? And then okay, you're going to leave this alone or you're going to continue with this. But we can't be in the other extreme where it's just like we're just waiting for everything to come to us, right? And I have to say this because of the fact that this is something that's been coming up for me a lot in meditations. I've been thinking a lot about different cultures and different experiences that people have when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to socializing, when it comes to dating. A lot of our outlook about these things is shaped by our background, like what we were taught growing up, the ideas that we were put in our head. And so some of us have this thing of where like we have to wait to be invited. We have to wait to be invited. Or if you're female, I can speak as a female from a non-Western culture. There's a lot like you have to let the man take the initiative. You have to take the man take the lead. But then you come into the Western culture currently, and it's like the women are taking the lead. And so it can be very confusing. It can be very confusing, but you can find the balance of taking initiative. You don't have to be standing in the corner waiting for someone to come to you. You just take initiative. You take a step and you wait to see what you get back. And it's like a dance, right? Like you're dancing with somebody, and if the other person is not uh 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 why is the word escaping me? If the other person is not participating in the dance, you're gonna dance somewhere else. You're gonna dance with somebody else. And if the person is participating in the dance, you may encourage them, but you kind of see where they're at. You're not gonna outdance them. If your person's just kind of dancing like la la la, you're not gonna be like coming out with like all these killer moves and just being like all intense, right? You're gonna try to maybe say, okay, this is how my partner is dancing. Okay, let me dance like my partner. So it's like it's a dance. If you can treat it like a dance, you're gonna come into flow. You're gonna come into movement, and you're not gonna find yourself in situations where you're dancing like crazy and the person's just standing there staring at you, or like doesn't even know what's going on. So being in that flow, I think for some people it's harder. It's harder to master that because depending on the culture you came from or the experiences you had, it's like certain things are rude, right? Like just certain things that you don't do something. Like if you hear people talking about something and you don't say, "Hey, can I come?" Because it would be super rude. You might say, well, it's rude that they're talking about it in front of you and not inviting you, but it would be super rude to be like, hey, can I come, depending on your background or your upbringing. And when other people are like, oh, well, we were talking about it and they didn't want to come, so okay, how rude. They didn't say, like, they think you're being rude because you're not like, oh, hey, I want to be a part of that. It can be really confusing. But if you can look at it in the sense of like a dance, and you make an initiative, you try, and like what you get back, just treat it like that dance, right? How is my partner dancing? Are they into it? They don't seem that into it. Okay, I want to dance faster, I want to dance harder. I'm going to go see if somebody else wants to, dance a little bit more lively, or you want to stay there. It just being in that flow. So financial flow, social flow, romantic flow, coming into that give and take, even flow, even take. And there can be an 11th hour miracle in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be financially. It could be a personal miracle. It could be a miracle of the heart. Those things do exist as well. I thank you all for watching. I hope that this message finds you well. I hope you'll come back and check out tomorrow's message. I've wrapped up the 2023 forecasts. I'm just waiting for them to pass the copyright check and all that good stuff, and then I'll be able to release those. And I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead or day ahead. Check out the weekly forecasts. Those are linked in the description. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Be well, my darlings.